Relax, breathe, and let tonight's story bring comfort to your heart. Bellflower and Lobelia, a bedtime adventure in the land of books. This story is about Bellflower, a young girl, and Lobelia, a unicorn who journey through a magical land where books and their stories come to life. Once upon a time in a quaint little village surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, there lived a young girl named Bellflower. Bellflower loved nothing more than losing herself in the pages of a good book. She spent countless hours in the village library, her fingers brushing over the spines of ancient tomes, her eyes reading stories that transported her to realms far beyond her imagination. One evening, just as the sun dipped below the horizon, Whimsical withdrew a beautifully illustrated book about magical creatures. As she traced the illustration of a majestic unicorn with her finger, she found herself wishing she could meet such a creature. Suddenly, the room around her began to shimmer, and before she knew it, she was engulfed in a warm, glowing light. When the light faded, Bellflower found herself standing in the middle of an enchanted forest. The trees whispered secrets, and the flowers glowed softly under the moonlight. In her amazement, a unicorn emerged from behind a grove of trees, a unicorn just like the one in her book. "Hello, Bellflower," said the unicorn in a gentle voice. "And my name is Lobelia. Welcome to the land of books." Bellflower was speechless, her heart pounding with excitement. "Where am I?" she finally managed to ask. "You are in the land of books," Lobelia explained. "A place where all the stories you have read come to life." Bellflower's eyes widened with wonder as Lobelia guided her through the forest. They passed a crystal-clear stream, where mermaids sang songs of old and dragons soared in the sky above. They journeyed deeper. They came upon a grand library made entirely of towering bookshelves. Each shelf held books that shimmered with a magical light. "This library," Lobelia explained, "is the heart of our land. It contains every story ever written. Here, you can meet characters you've only read about, and experience adventures beyond your wildest dreams." Overwhelmed with joy, Bellflower spent the night exploring the grand library with Lobelia by her side. She met wise wizards, brave knights, and kind-hearted fairies. Each character shared their tales, and Bellflower listened intently, her heart swelling with happiness. As the night crept toward dawn, Lobelia led Bellflower to a cozy reading nook high up in the library towers. "It's time for you to return home," Lobelia said softly. "But remember, the magic of books is always with you, wherever you go." Bellflower nodded, a sense of contentment washing over her. As she snuggled into a plush, velvety chair, she felt the same warm, glowing light envelop her. The next moment, she was back in the village library, the morning sun filtering through the windows. She looked down and saw the book about magical creatures still in her hands. With a smile, Bellflower whispered a thank you to Lobelia and promised to treasure the magic of books forever. And from that day onward, every book she read felt like a new adventure, as if she were living the stories herself. Bellflower grew up to be a storyteller, sharing her own tales of the magical land of books, inspiring others to find the same joy and wonder she had discovered. Let's continue with a peaceful, gentle tale. Camilla and Tea. This story is about a girl named Campanilla and a spider named P, whose unique friendship and love helped them overcome a fierce storm and rebuild their beautiful meadow. Once in a lush, sun-dappled meadow, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Campanilla. Her name was inspired by the delicate bluebell flowers that adorned the meadow, ringing softly with the whisper of the wind. Campanula was known for her gentle nature and her affinity for the smallest creatures, often spending her days weaving crowns of daisies and watching the busy world of insects. One warm summer afternoon, while Campanula was sitting under her favorite oak tree, she noticed a small spider dangling from a silver thread. Its tiny legs worked with an artist's precision as it spun a new web. Campanula watched, fascinated by the spider's dedication and grace. She decided to call the spider Pea after the sweet pea blossoms that climbed the wooden fence near her home. Days turned into weeks, and almost unknowingly, Campanula and Pea built a unique bond. Every morning, she would greet Pea and admire the intricate lacework of his webs. She would bring tiny flowers for Pea to decorate his web, creating a canvas of vibrant colors and life. In return, Pea would share his stories of the night, of the glimmering dewdrops, and the moonlight dances of the garden fairies. One fateful day, a ferocious storm swept across the meadow. The once calm and serene landscape turned into a howling gale. Campanula ran to find shelter, her heart pounding with worry. In the midst of the storm, she realized Pea was still on his web, struggling against the onslaught of the wind and rain. Campanula dashed back, her dress soaked, and with trembling hands, she gently scooped Pea into a small jar she carried for collecting wildflowers. Safe inside, Pea watched as the world outside turned into a blur of gray. They waited together, finding comfort in each other's presence until the storm finally abated. When the clouds parted and the sun returned, Campanula carefully released Pea back onto the refreshed meadow. The storm had ravaged the place they both loved, but Pea and Campanula stood resolved. With renewed determination, Campanula began to rebuild her favorite spot, replanting flowers and encouraging Pea to weave his webs anew. Their companionship became a testament to the enduring spirit of love and friendship. In the quiet evenings, under the starry skies, they would sit together, sharing their dreams and hopes. Campanula, with her blossoming garden, and Pea with his shimmering webs, they created a haven of beauty and harmony. The meadow, once more, flourished with life, a testament to their bond. And as the seasons changed, their story remained, a gentle reminder that love can be found in the most. Here, Dixie's a new story to bring you closer to peace. Hamlet and Akhalifa, a tale of heritage. This story is about a little girl, Violet, and her bond with a caterpillar named Akhalifa, emphasizing the importance of heritage and family traditions. In a small, charming village surrounded by rolling hills and blooming flowers, there was a little girl named Violet. Her eyes were as bright as the midsummer sky, and her spirit as lively as the meadow in spring. Violet lived with her grandmother, Marable, in an old, ivy-covered cottage at the edge of the village. This cottage had been the heart of their family for generations, a place where stories and traditions were passed down like treasures. One sunny afternoon, as Violet and Marigold were tending to their garden, they spotted a small, green caterpillar munching on the leaves of an acacia bush. Violet had never seen such a pretty caterpillar before. Its body was adorned with tiny, shimmering spots that glistened in the sunlight. "Thought Grandma, isn't it beautiful?" Violet exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. Marigold smiled warmly and replied, "That is a Akhalifa, a very special caterpillar. It has been in this garden for as long as I can remember. They say it brings good luck to those who care for it." Entreat. Violet took great care of Akhalifa, ensuring it always had fresh leaves to eat and a safe place to rest. Over time, Violet and Akhalifa formed a unique bond. Every day after school, she would rush home to check on her little friend, sharing with it her day's adventures. As the weeks passed, Aphalitha began to grow, and it wasn't so long before it formed a cozy cocoon on the apple bush. Violet watched over the cocoon with anticipation, knowing that soon a beautiful butterfly would emerge. One quiet evening, under the soft glow of the moon, Violet noticed a movement in the cocoon. She called out to Marigold, and together they watched as Aphalitha slowly emerged, unfurling its delicate wings. They were even more beautiful than Violet had imagined, a dazzling mix of colors that seemed to hold the essence of the garden itself. Marigold looked at Violet and said gently, "You see, dear, just like Aphalitha, we all have a journey. Our heritage is a part of us, and as we grow, we carry it with us and add to it our own experiences." Violet, understanding the wisdom in her grandmother, embodied with words. She realized that the stories, traditions, and even the little caterpillar were all threads in the rich tapestry of their family's heritage. From that day on, Violet cherished not just Aphalitha, but also the lessons and memories passed down to her. And as the butterfly fluttered away into the night sky, Violet felt a deep connection to her roots and a sense of pride in the heritage she would one day pass on. Here's another comforting story for you. Crocus and Zinnia's Magical Forest Adventure. This story is about Crocus and Zinnia, who form a deep friendship while exploring a magical forest and discovering the heart of the forest, a special tree with the power to grant wishes and heal. Once upon a time, in a land where flowers bloomed in every direction and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blossoms, there lived a kind-hearted man named Crocus. Crocus had a deep love for nature and spent his days wandering the fields, tending to the plants, and listening to the songs of the birds. One day, while exploring a dense forest, Crocus came across a brightly colored pair of parrots on a low branch. The parrot's feathers shimmered with shades of red, orange, and yellow, and it seemed to glow in the afternoon sun. "Hello," Crocus said gently, not wanting to startle the beautiful bird. "My name is Crocus." "What is your name?" The parrot tilted its head, regarding Crocus with curious, intelligent eyes. "I am Zinnia," the parrot replied in a melodious voice. "It's a pleasure to meet you, Crocus." From that day on, Crocus and Zinnia became the best of friends. They spent hours together, exploring the forest, discovering hidden waterfalls, and marveling at the lush greenery around them. Zinnia's vibrant feathers added a touch of magic to their surroundings, and Crocus's gentle nature made every moment they shared peaceful and joyful. One bright morning, as the first rays of sunlight pierced through the forest canopy, Zinnia chirped excitedly. "Crocus, I have a surprise for you." Crocus smiled, his curiosity piqued. "What is it, Zinnia?" "Follow me." Zinnia took flight, her wings fluttering gracefully, leading Crocus deeper into the forest. They walked for what seemed like miles, the dappled sunlight playing on their faces, until they reached a hidden glade. In the center of the glade stood an enormous tree, its branches heavy with blooming flowers of every imaginable color. The sight took Crocus's breath away. "This is incredible, Zinnia," he whispered in awe. "This tree is special," Zinnia explained. "It's the heart of the forest. It only blooms once every 100 years, and its flowers hold the power to heal and grant wishes." Crocus and Zinnia spent the entire day in the magical glade, basking in the beauty and wonder of the heart of the forest. As the sun began to set, Zinnia turned to Crocus. "Make a wish, Crocus," she urged. "The flowers will grant it." Crocus closed his eyes, taking a deep breath. He knew exactly what he wanted to wish for. "I wish for everyone to experience the beauty and peace of nature as I have." A gentle breeze rustled the flowers, carrying Crocus's wish through the forest. From that day forward, the land around the heart of the forest thrived. Flowers bloomed more brilliantly, animals frolicked in harmony, and people who visited felt a sense of calm and joy. Alcus and Zinnia continued their adventures, sharing the magic of nature with everyone they met. And so, in a world where flowers always bloomed, and the air was always sweet, Crocus and Zinnia's friendship became a beacon of hope and love, reminding everyone of the simple, profound beauty of the natural world. Good night, and may tomorrow bring you joy.